Hello! So today I'm going to run you through our recently renovated kitchen. For those of you who aren't aware, we did a first floor addition on our home, and then we also did some major construction downstairs too, including adding a new deck at the front and the back of the property. Because our downstairs space is open plan, I'm going to talk through the kitchen, then the dining area, and then also our living space, and I will put timestamps on screen in case you want to skip ahead. And I will put all of the details of the colours that we selected and also all of the supplies and where we purchased all of the kitchen products from down below. Okay, so I want to try and keep this as succinct as possible. So I think the first thing to kind of note when it comes to our kitchen area, this is going to be the first space we start with, is that it is essentially an L space. Our previous kitchen was open on both sides, so what we've done is we've actually closed it up entirely and we've added a corridor behind this wall that was not there previously. What this has done is it's allowed us to make the space a lot more functional than it previously was, especially as a family of 4. So having that L shape and then this really large island, I think it's 2 meters by 1 meter. I've got the exact dimensions on screen, but it is it's pretty big. This sort of acts as a bit of a central hub in the space. Our son likes to sit on one of the bar seats and he'll just do drawing or have his dinner there. It's really sweet and it's a nice way to kind of have that communal feeling. One of the other reasons why we wanted it to be open plan is that I think you spend a lot of time in your life in the kitchen preparing food. My husband actually does 99% of the cooking, and having it all open means that he still gets to be part of anything that we're doing, and that was something that was really important to us when we were designing the space. So the layout is pretty simple. The first thing you see when you enter our kitchen is the fridge on the left hand side. We also have cabinetry above that. Then next to that we've got the oven with the range hood above that, and then in the corner we've got some space there for our kettle and utensils. We also have upper cabinetry in this space as well. One of the details I really like, which is above our sink, this is a farmhouse style sink which is really enormous. It's a Turner Hastings and I believe they have a warranty for life, which was one of the huge appeals for us. We also got an incinerator, which is really handy for cleaning up mess at the end of the night. But above the sink we have a built-in shelf, and I love this for displaying our cookbooks and also having some of those easy to reach things like our salt and pepper shakers. Around the bookshelf is where we've got that upper cabinetry, which is where all of our glassware and vases are stored, as well as some additional plates, and we do have some platters and bowls up there too. I really like the tap that we chose. It is in a brushed nickel, same with all the rest of the hardware in our house, and it does have the pull-out tap, which is really handy when it comes to cleaning. To the right of the sink is where we've got our dishwasher. This is from Miele and really been happy with it. We chose an integrated dishwasher rather than a fully integrated, which is where the front panel is the same as the rest of your cabinetry. Finally, the last thing is the pantry, and this has the cutout handle detail, and actually this is a detail that is on all of our lower drawers and cabinets, which we really like. It's really nice and soft and has these beautiful natural curves to it. Really easy to put your hand in, and we have a soft close as well, so there is a little bit of weight behind it when you're pulling or opening one of the drawers. Then of course the most obtrusive thing in the kitchen space is our island. So we have on one side of the island we've got drawers, and this is where we have all of our cutlery. It's also where we keep all of our plates, bowls, and we've got some pots and pans and things in there as well. We also have on the far left we've got a cabinet there which houses our microwave. This was an element in our kitchen that we really didn't want to have on show, and I like that it makes it really discreet. It's not really something you would know was there unless you know. On the other side of the island we also have some additional storage, which is really handy, as I thought we had lots of storage, but it turns out we've got a lot of kitchen appliances. So all of our other kitchen appliances that aren't on quite as high rotation as the others tend to live in there. In case I get any questions about our bar stools, these are a vintage find. They're vintage Mark Stam from the 80s, and we really love them. They kind of add this beautiful mid-century modern feel to the space. And honestly, this is just for show. I swear our island is usually covered in colouring books and crayons and food of all types, but I have just popped our fruit bowl, which is from Macmillan & Co. It was a warehouse sale find, which I'm really happy with. Going back to the oven, one of the reasons why we chose a 110cm oven was for the purpose of being able to entertain and also to be able to cook a lot at once. So we've got 2 ovens on either side, and then there's also a grill. So it means that you can cook a few different dishes as opposed to being limited by one oven, and you can cook things at different temperatures, so that appealed. Some of the other details that we have in our kitchen, which were kind of a must for us, are the pull-out caddy, which is next to the oven. We also have a Lamons unit, and I love this because it means that we can utilize a lot of that backspace in the far corner cupboard that would just be a little bit trickier to get into otherwise. It's something I saw in my cousin's mother's house years and years ago and have always thought it was just such a brilliant invention. And also, just kind of going to our pantry, we have 2 drawers at the bottom, which I like because it allows us to store a lot of our dry goods and also some of those core ingredients like onions and garlic, that sort of thing. But also, this is where we house our coffee machine, and our toaster does live in here, though it gets pulled out onto the bench when we are making toast in the morning for breakfast. Underneath the upper cabinets, we have the LED strip lighting, which is great and adds this lovely soft glow in the evenings. Quite often what we do is we turn off all of the down lights and we just have the LED strip on when we're watching TV, and it just makes it feel really cozy in here. We also have the pendant light hanging above our island. This is in a soft charcoal grey, and I really like that. It has a matte finish to it. It's a ceramic, and each light has these curved ridges to them, which are really beautiful. And I quite like that it's not black, that it does have a little bit of its own personality in that way. And at the end of our island, a detail I really love is the built-in electrical panel. This is a great spot to put in a phone charger, but more commonly what we use it for is the toaster every morning. I'll link the downlights that we chose in the end. We went for something very, very simple. You'll see that we also have our ducted air conditioning vent here as well, but these basically just go in an L around our kitchen as well to add in some nice bright light. Now, if you're standing in front of the oven, right across from you, that is where our dining table is, and I'm going to move over there so that I can talk you through that space next. If you've been subscribed for a long time, you may recognize our dining table because we've had it since we moved to Sydney. We've had it almost a decade now, but this is kind of the piece that takes up the majority of our dining space. It's quite compact and we've really made the most of it. We really thought about the functionality and how we could maximize that, and I think it will probably become more evident, especially as I turn around and show you the living area as well. One of the things we really wanted to do was to have a little bit more of an impactful moment above the dining table. So you can see that we've opted for some statement lighting. We have 3 pendants that are hanging from the ceilings, or paper lantern style. These are from Muto, and they're the open style pendant lights. I'll link the exact ones below. We really like how they looked in a cluster. I think it makes for a really beautiful little vignette moment. The kind of main thing that catches your eye behind me are the bifolds, and these extend out onto the back deck, which is a new addition. So one of the things that we really wanted to build into the design of our renovation was a deck that was level with the inside of the house, because before that you had to step down quite considerably to get onto the original deck that we had, and it really allows for very seamless flow between inside and outside, and we really like that, especially as a couple who, a young family who want to be able to entertain other friends and family in our home. I have gotten quite a few questions about our outdoor furniture, and it is from Hay Design, so really, really beautiful quality, and you'll see that green theme coming through, something that we really, really love and kind of adds this nice warmth out there. We do have some planters outside actually, which we are planning to fill with some grasses, some native bush. That's one of those projects that we still need to do. We also have some screening, which I think finishes off the outside area really nicely. Also, I suppose one of the other things that you notice in our dining area is the artwork. This was a commission piece from Ben Tankard, and it was something that we got commissioned before our son was born, and I actually only just recently hung it because I kept forgetting to. Anyway, that is sort of our dining space, very compact, not much to see here. One thing that's going to become quite evident is that we don't have a lot of knickknacks on show at the moment. The reason being that we've got a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and they just pull things, they throw things everywhere. It just doesn't make sense. So not a lot of tchotchkes out. It's quite a minimal looking home when there aren't toys strewn everywhere. And then right behind the dining space is where we've got our living area, and I think you can see what I mean about maximizing our space. And I have to say that this was actually one of the trickier parts of our home to find a piece of furniture for that would fit and that would be really comfortable as a family before. We wanted to have a couch that was in an L shape, but we knew we needed to get something that was essentially custom, or that you could get the pieces individually so that you could build it out to a custom design. So the couch that we have here, it is in a linen blend, and it's really durable and hard wearing. This is from James Lane. I have to say, I think it's probably one of the best additions to our house. house. We'd actually been toying with buying a different lounge set from them for many years, and I'm really glad we settled on this one. It's quite deep but really cozy, and the cushions are ones that I got from James Lane as well last year. I think they may still have them available, but I'll link what I can down below. But really pleased. This is called the Claude sofa, and yeah, it's great because you can easily pull all of the different cushion covers off, throw them in the wash, and then they come out looking like new. And as someone who does have 2 young children, that's something we're really mindful. But honestly, it's actually not been too difficult to keep it clean, and that's something I'm really happy about. And I don't know if you can see, hang on. Charlotte really enjoying her time on the sofa behind me. But that's been such a comfortable piece to have, and it's kind of the focal element in our lounge. And sitting here, you can easily have a conversation with someone who is cooking in the kitchen, and that's kind of the thing that we were really thinking about when we were designing the space as well. You could kind of sit in any space and be able to talk to whoever is making a meal or preparing food. There's also a throw as well that Charlotte is sleeping on over there, and I can't recall where that's from, but I'm pretty sure there's a tag on it. That was a wedding gift that we have been loving for many years. Then of course we do have our TV. This is a wall mounted TV, and that was something that we wanted to do both downstairs and in our upstairs lounge, which I'll show you a look at that in another video. This TV, I think it's 65 inches, so it's quite big. It's almost that movie-like effect within your home. Below that we have a TV cabinet from Lively, and this is one of those ones that, you know, it's flat pack, it arrives and then you make it. It's really quite simple to do, and I like the fact that it's that black wood veneer, and then it has the sort of panelled effect, ridged panelled effect. The doors open around, but they're a little bit stiff, so it means that the kids actually aren't ever encouraged or enticed to try and get in there, and that's something that does appeal to me, though I have held off from storing too many items in there at this point. On top of there, we do also have our record player. This is just a Crosley, and it's got really great sound. We have a sound bar as well, which is attached to the TV, so that was something we bought when we purchased our TV, and we've got the additional bass unit in the corner next to the television too, so you get a little bit more of that movie-like experience. And of course, we've got Nigel's dog bed next to the TV as well, so he can be part of all of the action. Final part of the house to share would be the section behind the couch, and this is where we've got this right-hand cabinet from IKEA. Again, something that we bought many years ago, but I think they do something similar. This is where we store a lot of things for the kids, so it's where all of the kids' bowls and dinner plates are. Our son can easily go in there and grab a bowl or a plate when he wants to ask for a snack, which makes it very convenient. Then next to that we have a basket with all the kids' toys, which obviously I've put them all away for now, but usually they're just everywhere. And then we have the stairs and the open stair void, and I think probably one of the most beautiful things about our home, especially at night time, and I will share some footage of what it looks like at night time, are the tense pendants which are hanging from the ceiling. And again, something we did in a cluster style, so we've got 2 of them, and honestly just could not be happier with them. They have this beautiful warm glow, and I think it's really nice how we've got the skylight above it as well, which just brings in so much beautiful sunshine and sunlight into our downstairs space, something that was kind of lacking before we did this renovation. The other little points to mention would have to be our blinds. So these are from Screenaway, and you'll see we've got a mix downstairs. So we've used these in our upstairs bedrooms too, and they're brilliant because they block out all of the light. So they block out 98% of light. We have one of the shears here, which is in the picture window, and this is good because it just diffuses the light that comes in through that window. Then at the front of the house, we do have it as a blackout blind, and this is lovely because it really gives us some privacy from the street, especially at night, and it has this insulating quality as well that just adds some extra warmth. It makes the house feel warmer, especially now as we are heading into winter. They're really easy to use as well. I like the fact that you can just use one hand to push them up and then pull them down, so definitely money well spent. So that is a look into our downstairs kitchen, living, dining space. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope you got a little bit of inspiration, especially if you are doing your own renovation. Thank you so much for watching and for spending some of your day with me. I will be sharing probably a look into kind of the upstairs lounge and bedrooms next, so if you have any particular things that you want to see with that, then do let me know. Might do wardrobe as a separate video because I want to do a little bit of a changeover seasonally, so that might be what I go to next. But yeah, that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful week ahead. I will see you very soon with a brand new video. Bye!